Welcome to retirementinasia.com. Today we're having a coffee chat, well it's tea, with my favourite minion mug. So what I'm going to talk about today is travelling to Thailand with disabilities. Now I suffer with back pain, severe back pain and issues with mobility. So I can't walk for long distances and I have quite a bit of pain. Now I always plan my trip out as best as I can from the airport to the travel to the hotel and the hotel itself. Now, at the airports, most in North America, Canada, and in the UK, there's no issues. You can get a lot of help getting you to the gate, getting you on the aircraft, and getting you off the aircraft. The only issue I had in Thailand was that the gentleman who was pushing the wheelchair, when I gave him a tip, he wasn't happy about it. He said to me, "Is that all you're giving me?" So I give him a bit more, and he says, "Is that it?" I said, "Yes, that's all you're having." I've never been felt pressured like that before from anybody. Usually, they're thankful for what you give them. Anyway, that was just one, and that was at Sumburu Airport in Thailand. DM Airport, I didn't have any issues. The other issues I had were with AirAsia. Now they have a policy that disabled people um, board the flight first. But it's not true. You might get on the coach first, but if it's one of the ones where the coach goes to the plane and then you have to climb up the stairs, there's no first. It's a free for all. So whoever gets to them stairs first and runs up the stairs is on the plane first. And it's wrong because once with AirAsia, I did pay out extra to get onto the plane and it didn't work. You're supposed to be the first on and the first off when you pay this extra premium, and it wasn't the case. And also, you're supposed to have extra leg room on the seat. And really, when I walked up and down the plane, the leg room for everybody was the same. And what irritates me about AirAsia and Tiger is you're not allowed to take your own food or drink on the plane because they want you to buy their food or drink. Now, I took my own water on the plane. I refuse to travel without water in case I need to take some medication. But that was the worst ones. I'm not a big fan of AirAsia's and some of these smaller independent airlines. I think they just after making money and they don't care about the customer service. Also, AirAsia charged me for a bag that I didn't have. And when I tried to get a refund, they wouldn't do it. They said you have to go through the website and you have to, send an email in. And I did everything and they still said no because I couldn't prove I didn't have the bag. So I wasn't happy with AirAsia. I've travelled with AirAsia a few times and I've never been happy. The only reason I really use them is it's convenient to get to places where you're going. They have the better schedules. And the other thing was, I noticed, like in a lot of the hotels, if we go back to hotels, is that the bathrooms aren't really that disabled friendly. You'd have to make sure it's a newer hotel that have the wider access doors for the room and for the bathroom. That was the only issues I did notice other than the ramp. And make sure, it depends how high the hotel is. I always make sure that there's two elevators and just in case one goes down because you don't want to be stuck on, on a 10th floor hotel and then having to try to do the stairs. I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't make it. So that's one of the other things. And I always ask them as well if they've got power backup. I know it seems a strange thing, but when you have disabilities, you have to think about these little things to help you get through it. Now, Thailand itself isn't disabled friendly, I'll be honest. They are beginning to improve things, and I've noticed they're putting elevators into the MRT station, the BT stations, or whatever you want to call them, a mass rail system. But some of the elevators, it's like where we were by our hotel, it had a BT station, and it was a 4-lane road, I believe, and the elevator came down in between the 4 lanes. So you got 2 lanes, the elevator, then 2 lanes that you had to cross to get over to which side that you wanted to. And I thought that was a bit on the dangerous side because there's no crossings. But it wouldn't have made any difference if there was a crossing anyway, because Thais tend to not slow down for anyone on a crossing, and they don't stop at red lights. especially around Bangkok. There's no such thing as a red light, they'll just keep going. So you've got to be very careful when you're crossing the road. Sometimes if the pavements are really bad, I'll walk on the road and keep close into the side. So far, I haven't had any issues, but you do hear stories about people who have walked on the road who have been hit. There's a few of them around if you do a search on YouTube or on the internet. The other thing is some of the restaurants and bars are awkward to get into. Not so much the bar itself, but if you want to go to a washroom, that's one of the big issues. We went into one bar in Pattaya, and the washroom was 2 floors up, and I couldn't do it. We went somewhere else, and I found a washroom. And going back to washrooms, some of them as well, you have to be careful when you go in the washrooms, is make sure it's the European standard washroom with the toilet and not the squatty there. Some of them squatties, I don't know, I can't use them because it's just too painful. It's the worst thing ever invented. I know I've seen programs which state that sort of toilet is better for you, but no thanks. It is too hard for use. It is just way too hard to use for with my disability. The other thing is as well is the taxis as well. Some of them will get out the car and help you if they see you have an issue, but most of them won't. I don't know what it is in Bangkok. They just seem to be idle and they aren't that customer orientated. But other than that, I think that it depends on the severity of your disablement, if you could do it by yourself or not. I think if you're in a wheelchair or a power chair, I think it'd be advised to have somebody with you. If you're like me, that you have mobility challenge and standing and walking, it's not so bad. But I would suggest everybody visit Thailand at least once. It is changing over time, and I think it will be a fantastic place in the future when they make more changes. I'll just put into respect that like Singapore now is changing. I've noticed they're having all drop curbs fitted in. They're clearing the sidewalks of the vendors, and it's a lot better because the population around the world is getting older, and with age, people are getting more infirm. Now, with Thailand at the moment, you walk around the streets, they're full of vendors. And then you've got the cables that are hanging around everywhere. You've got concrete posts, and then you've got other people. Now, the issue with other people in Thailand is not that really they aren't aware of the walking, is they're just on the cell phones, and it takes over everything they're doing. So they aren't looking around them to see what's happening. And like I say, it can make it a bit on the awkward side. You just have to, make sure that you keep your eyes open. Anyway, that's all from retirementinasia.com today. I hope you like this little coffee chat, and I'll be doing more in the future. I'm trying to get more confidence. So from me and my little minion, good afternoon, and don't forget to click subscribe, click like, and visit our website www.retirementinasia.com. We'll speak to you soon. Bye.